Alrighty. Hello, everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do begin, let me go ahead and give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of events happen. Now, Deku has met members of the Ryuko Familia, and that does mean quite a bit. Whenever he woke up, he was met with Mandalay, a woman he did not know who came off a little strong. Now, she tried talking to Deku and even seeing about what he was thinking. What exactly he's, trying to do. Earlier that morning, she was in a meeting where they talked about Izuku. Deku was quite a strange subject for the bosses. He was powerful. He could blow away a city block with a punch. He nearly killed a Todoroki and fought so powerfully that he ended up in the top 3 people at UA. In fact, if he had beat Todoroki, he would have come in first place. Fact of the matter was, even though he didn't take down Anomu, he also managed to fight Monoma, who had best genius stability and he was able to hold his ground. The kid's quirk was going to run out of time, and Deku would have beaten him. That poses a number of questions. But the biggest question everyone has currently is how the hell he beat Muscular. Stain, the man who brought him in, claimed that Muscular, after their battle, was left in a pile of rubble and didn't get back up. Even after they did what they needed to on Deku's arm, which took well over 30 minutes, the man was still left there laying in a pile of debris. So, there was that. Now, Deku met with Ryuko later that day for dinner. She talked to him, questioned him, and even threw out a few different questions herself. And it made Deku seriously think about his own position. Night Eye has no interest in him at all. The man, he's the boss. Yes, there is that separation, but he hasn't really tried being a mentor. He's delegated that task to Aizawa and Mirako, and even then, had he not talked about having one for all, Mirako would have killed him. All Might gave him this power because he didn't want it to fade. He didn't want it to leave this world. The only interest Night Eye has in him is ensuring that one day he's strong enough to be used as a weapon to keep the Night Eye, the Yagi family, in power. And that's something that Deku, he seriously had to think about. He had a small heart-to-heart with Mandalay when he found her in his room. God, that sentence tongue-tied me. Anyways, now, we do have the next day. Deku, he does find himself waking up, a bit hungover, and going to sit up in his bed and find that he is still in his pants from the night before. His shirt is where he left it, and Mandalay isn't here. Though he does have to turn and find a bottle of water. Him going to take it down quickly as he does to get onto his feet. And find a note. The note does talk about how she'd like to talk to him about a few different things. And they can save that for later. Right now, however, breakfast is waiting for him in this room. Deku going to get dressed and leave. And when he does come downstairs to a large cafeteria, a few people, they do get to see him. Right now, Deku, he does still have the compression sleeve on his arm. He's wearing a t-shirt and those pants. The smell of his cologne does still somewhat cling to him. And he does still have his somewhat messy long hair. He does still have the patch covering his forehead with a scar. It is still healing. And right now, he does pile on some sausage, chocolate chip pancakes, and some scrambled eggs onto his plate. As he does sit down, and a few people, they do go back to their business, but some do still get to stare on. And right now, Deku, he does eat before someone does come walking over and sit down. Oh, hey Donkey. How are you? How am I? Dude, this place is amazing. I mean, I've heard a lot of shit going on. Is this what it's like for you guys every day? What do you mean? I mean, mafiosos. Like, I've already had a few chicks hitting on me. Even a few dudes, but I don't exactly swing that way. You know what I mean? I get it. I've already had to deal with a few different things myself. Right. Apparently, you're the Yagi's golden boy. Seriously? No. My bad. That's not what people call you. It's just, I mean, $6 billion for you? I guess after you beat fucking terror itself, it makes sense, but dude, how did you beat Muscular? I just hit him really hard. Okay, yeah. I know you have an enhancement ability, but even then, what about your other quirk? I used it. Okay, but I'm gonna need more context, man. Like, I felt the room shaking. I thought the fucking ceiling was gonna come down. I mean, if you are willing to talk to me about it, then I'd love to hear a bit more. Listen, man, I'm still hungover and I've got a lot of things going through my head. I kinda don't really want to talk right now. Oh, yeah, no, for sure, man, for sure. Though, I'm not really sure what to talk about, really. I've been looking around town. Uh huh. Well, there's a lot of things to do. I mean, we can go out to a restaurant, catch a movie maybe, but I don't know. This place is so weird. How so? There's no slums here, man. Yeah, it's like that in mob territories. In Tokyo, the Yagi family doesn't have slums. Really? Yeah. Do they also have a gladiatorial arena? I mean, I heard it's a place they have here. An arena? I think they have something like that, but I don't know about gladiators. What do you mean? I mean, I heard some people talking about it. They mentioned going there to see a fight, but I don't know. I hear there might be some bettings going down there, but that's all I've really got. That would be very simple. A woman with white hair going to sit down, turning and glancing at Deku, staring at his arms, and going to look at his face. The patch above his forehead, on his forehead, damage to that spot closely to the brain, most like a concussion, and the arms. How much force would you need to break someone's arms? Especially if they're able to throw around power that should reinforce the body? Muscles, bones, tendons torn, maybe? Who are you? I am Sayako Intelli. I'm one of Ryako's lieutenants. I was hoping to have a conversation with you. Um, no. Actually, I'm good. Really? I've got a lot going through my mind. I met with your boss last night. I'm still hungover and there's a lot happening. I did have a nice conversation with Mandalay. So I've heard. I heard she snuck into your room. Uh huh. You might want to be careful. Nothing happened. Denki watching on. Why do you care, anyway? She knows the rules, and from what I've heard, you guys need me alive. I'm not some sort of meathead, if that's what you're wondering. You keep staring at me like that. Like you're gonna fight me or you're sizing me up. I'm trying to understand how you could do what you did. Brawn typically is not followed by brain, and the rare combination of such could help your data. Uh huh. And I'm trying to figure it out. Fine, you know what? You want to talk? I'm not that concerned about Mandalay because if she violates the rules, Ryoko gave me assurance that she'd kill her. If anything did happen to me, then it does reflect badly on you. Your code of ethics might be different, but the Yagis do understand honor and integrity, which your boss does understand. She's made agreements with Sir Night. So, either she goes back on them and that looks bad for her, or she keeps her agreement and I remain untouched. Now, please, fuck off. I want to just be left alone and enjoy my food. Her staring at Deku, alarmed. And she does a glare right back at him before he does a glare right back. In Danger Sense, doesn't go to move. And Denki, he does get to stare on at this. A number of people looking at the commotion as Intelli does go to leave. Expressing. If he's concerned about his hangover, get something to drink. There's coffee over there with tea. And perhaps they can have their meeting again under different circumstances. Sure. Her walking away. Dude, did you really think that's a good idea? Whatever. Listen, I don't really know what to do. I can't do much because I'm still in recovery. Right. I gotta go see the nurse. Him going to pick up his plate and go to dump the remains in the trash. And while he does feel bad about that, he did kind of lose his appetite. Though, right now, he's got to figure out what to do about himself. Him heading off. And whenever he does go to visit a doctor, they do go over everything in Deku's body. The muscles in his back have been healing well. There is still some bruising. The scar on his forehead, it's not going to be that bad, but it's definitely going to stand out. Luckily, the concrete shrapnel that he said hit it isn't there and they can't find any remains. Though, perhaps they do need to be a bit more careful. They do need to give him some antibiotics in order to make sure he may not have an infection. And whenever it does come down to his arm, the muscles have been healing well. Though they do make him well aware not to use it for any physical activity within the next couple weeks. Just to make sure it's healed properly. They've done what they could to heal it. But with his particular power and how it's torn up his body, They want him to take this as a serious medical analysis. And Deku does understand. Before he does go to leave, and some people do go to meet him. Right now, one of them, a woman with blonde hair, and she does it a step forwards. So you're the one, huh? Do I know you? That lady. Oh, hi. And you must be Kamari Woods. Yup. Listen. Boss lady wants to meet with you afternoon, around 12. I heard she wants to take you out. Show you around town a bit. Find yourself lucky. The boss lady is a busy woman, and that is well above her authority. What do you mean? She's giving you the express permission to have her presence. If you're trying to intimidate me, I already met with your boss last night. That doesn't work on me. The man stepping forwards. And Deku does raise his left hand and go to pull back his thumb. Right now, holding his middle finger out as if he's gonna flick it. And he does get to tell Kamari Woods, listen, if he's gonna try and pull this shit, just know, bang, he's dead. Bang, he's dead again. All he need to do is charge up. It would cost him, Deku flipping the bird, this finger. And the man does a glare at Deku. Mount Lady gonna somewhat laugh as Kamari Woods does it a grin, talking about it. He told her he'd buy it. Good job, kid, you passed. Passed what? I like you, kid. Come on. We'll take you out. Help you get some clothes and, well, maybe a decent haircut. You look shaggy. Does my hair really look that bad? Kinda. But come on. If you're gonna meet with the boss, you better at least look decent. I like my hair the way it is. Besides, still healing? It's a damn haircut. Deku brushing it off. And he does it to head out. They do get to start taking him around town. It feels a little odd, especially considering it feels more like they're trying to keep him on a bit of a leash. Right now, he is here, looking around the city and watching it. It feels just like he's back in Yagi territory. There's people running around, there's stores, there's a lot of luxuries here. And Deku, he does a walk down the road and past a park. There's families here. Children running around playing, a guy walking his dog, and, well, there's no armed security. There's people walking around and doing their own thing. How many of them are connected to the family? That is a very interesting thought. Though, he's wondering about the markets. How all of this stuff does go? Huh. I mean, Ryuko's territory, it's nearly landlocked. So, if that's the case, then how do they get a lot of their resources? Either they have industry here, or they do buy stuff from other places. I mean, it's kind of his head's full of ideas. Though, if he was going to make an enemy out of Ryuko, attacking a supply line would be the best way to start some unrest. It would be the easiest thing to do. And Deku, his small exploration around town does come to an end around noon. He is taken over to meet with Ryuko again, and she has invited him over to the arena, where she's hoping that he can see a number of things. And right now, that is what does going to happen. There are massive stands. People are sitting there, and they do have beers and food. They do watch as a number of contestants, they are standing there ready for battle. Whenever Deku walked into this spectator box, he found Ryuko sitting there on the edge of the platform and looking down to see what's going on. And this was very interesting. When he did get to walk over and look down, it reminded him of the masquerade. And his frown is evident. Ryuko turning and expressing. Not to look so glum. Reno her twirling a cup of tea and going to express, setting it down on a small tray. Right now, this place, it's all voluntarily done. There are people here who wish to test their abilities and increase their own strength and standing. It's not that big of a deal. She personally has used the arena to test out some of her other quirks, though she's also interested in his other quirk. Really? Yes, I've heard a number of things from my own people, and I'm curious about your second ability. May I see it? Deku confused, though he does bring his hand up, and Black Whip does begin to flow up from his hand. And people, they do begin to stare at it. Remarkable. Are you well trained in it? Somewhat. Power restraining collars don't exactly make for good practice. Quite the contrary. They can help with improvement. There's a lot people don't realize about those collars. Though, they also don't realize a lot about people. What they can do when they're really backed into a corner. How much the need to live can improve your own fight. It's something many, they learn the hard way. Though, I'm sure you're aware of that. If you aren't comfortable, then we can conduct this meeting somewhere else. But I figured you'd want these. Her holding up some items. After she does a turn and go to grab them out of a purse. Here you are. Deku's staring at them. And it does catch his attention. A phone. And a wallet? These aren't mine. Yes, well, I'm issuing them to you. The card in the wallet is connected to a bank account where they'll track the expenses. Right now, if you do wish to pay for something when you're back to Yagi territory, we can sort that out. You would just transfer the funds from your account to that one, and the account will automatically close. The debt will be cleared and your line of credit will disappear. Really? Yes. Night Eye is trying to twist my arm in negotiations, so we're expecting you to be here for a few more days. In that time, however, we're also going to be keeping you here in the city. No, in my territory. I'm sure you don't want to leave the city just yet. I've gotten a report from Mandalay that your particular mind, it's interested her. She does seem fond of you. Anything else? She said. No. Though, if I'm going to try and get into whatever type of pillow talk you two are having, I'd rather ignore it. She is my lieutenant, but whatever you two talk about will remain secretive to her and you. Then again, if you think that she's going to come running to me in case she learns something important, I'm sure she would. But we've already know as much as we can about you. And we're still piecing together what we don't. We will find that information eventually. But until then, you don't exactly have many friends here. I don't. Is there anything that would interest you at the moment? Watching the battle? By chance? Him walking over and sitting down. And he does look down, leaning over the balcony to see the two down there. The two men are slugging it out. One does go on the retreat because the blade out of the man's arm, and the other, he does go to move backwards. Right now, his footwork, it seems a little sloppy. Is the guy concussed? No, he doesn't have a visible quirk, so what is his ability? See, now that is the hard part to decipher. Though, the man throwing out a fist that does a stretch and elongate. It flung at the guy who does attempt to try and use a blade to slash at it. Though it does a curve through the air and smash the man directly in the face. Before it does come pulling back in the guy, he does start to enlarge it. Right now, him going to rush forwards and throw the hand upwards like a hammer. And Deku does find that intriguing. As Ryuko, she does sit there in silence. And Deku, he does look through his phone. It has a contact list of a few people. It does have... Okay, so it seems to be a normal phone. But... Okay. I'll probably have to check this when it gets back to Night Eye's territory. He's pretty sure this thing's bugged. Someone walking in. However Deku does a turn, he does see a wolf-like man. Him walking over and expressing to Ryuko. They've dealt with the business they needed to. Though, should we really give the report with the kid here? The young man is no concern to you. Speak. Yes, boss. We figured things out. The people running the illegal ring are... well, they've already been dealt with. We were able to free the prisoners, and those who sold out their contacts have been given a lighter sentence. Though, it also does find... we figured out that there might be a string of things connected to this. It's not just some sort of isolated incident. There might be more to it. Have you already sent Majestic to deal with it? Yeah. Slice is on the case too. I'm fairly certain, though, that she's gonna be... her. I'm sure she is. She's quite passionate about hunting down people who get in the way in our territory. She's quite persistent. Yeah. But that was really all. Other than that, we still haven't gotten word on the new offers we've given to the Nunai family and our tension with the Endeavor faction. They're amping up their own intensity. Are they? Yes. Best Genist, he's been trying to cool things down. Smooth things over after our small conflict at the border. And how has that gone? It's gone poorly. The Yagis have been a little aggressive, but that's all too. That's all my report does have. And what of the other two? Not much. Redestro, Redestro. He's managing his territory, and from what we can tell, he's trying to build a bigger force. And Chizaki, we believe he's still smuggling. Of course he is. Crazy bastard doesn't understand that if he does step foot in the territory, I'll cut all of his limbs off. Though, that's why he typically does send someone else in his place. If you can find that man for me, that would be great. If we squash him, we'll only have to worry about Redestro. He's been evasive. Deku staring down, but still listening to the conversation. It seems like things are getting bad. Okay then. He'll have to figure that out. Do you know where I can buy some combat tech? Reno Ryuko turning. Like? From maybe UA or some of your own people? I need some support. Body armor, quirk enhancer stuff, or what? Quirk enhancer stuff? Her looking at Deku. Did he genuinely not know that was an option? So he's natural. That's a terrifying thought. That one rushing through her mind. The kid isn't taking enhancement stuff. He's not taking enhancement supplements. The kid's all natural and he fucking beat muscular. Okay. Food for thought. The glass in her hand, it does nearly shatter. Though, she does quickly put it down before that can happen. And she has a turn to her friend, informing him. Right now, she needs him to do something for her. Him nodding his head as she does go to stand. Expressing, they'll be out real quick. Though, things should be fine. Deku nodding his head. And continuing to watch the new bout. A woman does get to stand there. Right now, she does get to carry a blade. Though, he does watch her next opponent. As a familiar face does come walking into the arena. It's that girl with the green vines for hair. But why is she fighting? That's odd. Then again, Danger Sense gonna go off. And Deku, he does a turn and look behind him. No one's there. But why did him spinning back his Danger Sense does go off again? And this time, Deku, he does see something being shot directly at the box he's in. And he doesn't throw his hand down as he does a leap forwards off the balcony, using Black Whip to redirect the explosive object coming directly at him. And when he does throw it upwards into the air, he does go to land in the stands as he does look around, trying to find the person who shot the attack. And everyone, they do begin to run into chaos. Rieko, however, when she heard the loud boom come from the direction of the arena, came running back into the spectator's box. Deku wasn't there. And there was where the black smoke, it is started to come down onto the arena. Her running over and leaping off of the edge. And Deku, he is trying to gain his bearing. Danger sense hasn't gone off, though he needs a better view. Someone tried to blow him up. Him looking up and seeing Rieko. Giant draconic wings going to shoot from her back as she does go to fly into the air. And Deku, he does look up to see her. Her looking down before she does go to transform into her giant dragon form. And Deku, he does watch as the woman does come flying down, and she does ask him, still hovering in the air, what happened? Someone threw a bomb. Right now, Chimera, he does come crashing down. And he does go to sniff through the air and turn, expressing, smells like plastic explosive, but there's something else there. Black powder. They're trying to throw off his scent. The nose. It knows. Where'd it come from? I think it was... They threw it up, so they were around here. Around here? I smell something. The man turning, running on all fours and going to give chase. And right now, Rieko does turn back and look at Deku, expressing, it does appear that they should leave. Something is happening, and this may not be the best place to talk. Him nodding, as she does shrink back down and her wings need to fold into her back, going to disappear. And whenever she does go to roll her shoulders, Deku does a stare on. Her going to leave as a vehicle is called for her. And Chimera does try to track down who may have tried an attempt on the boss's life. They sure did fuck up. And Rieko, she is on the phone talking about a few things. Before she does go to express to Deku. Well now. Looks like they'll have to play inside. What do you mean? Currently, there is an attempt on my life. Someone contacted the Bounty Association. Bounty? Yes. There is about 100 million on my head. Someone found out about it, and they attempted to kill me. That's kind of low. Yes, well, that's the problem. You could try to put a bounty on my head. Claiming it, on the other hand, is a different story. I mean, they attacked you in broad daylight, though. That's the stupid thing about it. Right. Okay. That was stupid. Right now, them pulling back up to the building and going to get out. And Deku, he is still on guard. Someone attempted to take down the boss of, well, the boss, Rieko. And he's close. So that's an issue. But how is that going to work? I mean, if they try to kill her while he's close, they'll take him out. Not a smart decision. Though the money on her head. He's a little surprised her own people don't take it. Then again, they are loyal to her. Or is this a test? That much money walking around right next to him. Will he be greedy? Will he try and take her out and claim the money? If so, then that would be a real easy way to justify killing him. She found it odd that he asked about quirk enhancement. Is that why? And Deku, he isn't too sure. He didn't see much about the event, though the arena has been closed down for the day. Right now, he does get to head back to his room and shower. Just thinking about it. And if he does sit down, he does pull out his phone, opening up a few items online and trying to figure this out. He needs to find out what to do. Should he look into Rieko's own people for hero? No, for support tech, or should he call Nezu? Nezu would be quite surprised to hear from him. Then again, Nezu did build his house. They did also reinforce his car. So, let's see. Deku going to make a phone call. And it does it go through, and he does it call Yue. Him surprised when the person at the end does get an answer. Yes? Hello? Hi. I'd like to talk to Nezu. Nezu's not in. Right now, if you're calling about something, then you have to go through me. My name's Izuku Midoriya. Uh-huh. Well, do you need something? Just please contact Nezu and let him know that right now this is my temporary number. My phone was destroyed and I'm looking into buying some support tech. Maybe a bit of things. If you can pass along the message, I'd be willing to pay in advance of $1 million to you. Really? Personally, yes. Just send the message. Listen, I've dealt with Nezu personally, and the last thing I bought from him cost well over 300 million. Tell him Izuku Midoriya is on the line, and he's looking to buy more than just some fancy souped-up car. I'm sure he'll know it's me. I see. You're a big spender then. Yes, I am. Now, if you don't pass along that message, you won't get the $2 million. But I understand. I will get right to that. Please hold. Deku going to hear music. And the message has been passed. And a few minutes later, Deku, he does go to hear a voice. Well, hello, big spender. Is this really you, Mr. Midoriya? Yes, it is. Hello, Mr. Nezu. I'm in a bit of a situation. Are you now? Last I heard, you were missing. So, what situation are you in, and how may we be willing to help? We do have a transport service, but if you're looking for heavy transportation, that will cost quite a bit of money. Armed security does come along with the package, but if you're looking for more artillery, that will be the heavy-duty package. No, I'm not. That's good to know. But I'm not looking for a car. Well, I'm looking for more personal items. Slaves. No. I'm looking for some support gear. I kinda messed up my battle suit. and it isn't strong enough to withstand my body. Along with that, it wasn't that good at repelling others' quirks. I see. So you're looking for something durable and strong, and that can take a bit of a beating? Yes. Preferably, I'd like something that also can help with my abilities. Maybe support my strength. I see. And what sort of abilities do you have? Well, I've got a second quirk now, so there's that. Some sort of gloves, maybe? Uh huh. And with your enhancement, how much does it need to be able to withstand? I'm sure we can make something. Gloves or gauntlets? Which would you prefer? Preferably something that can help with my quirk. The strain's a bit heavy and hard to deal with. And as for gloves, I don't know. Something that can support my strength. Hmm. I can go over some information about your UA entry, see what I can come up with, and talk to my designers and find out a bit more. Though, how heavy do you want the suit to be? I want it to be fireproof and be able to withstand some decent force. I understand there is a limit to materials, so there is that, but durable, good. Okay. Anything else that can stand out? Hmm. My name. Your name? Yes. Put it on the back. You want an engravement of your name on the battlesuit. People know who I am. And if they don't, they should. Understood. Now, I know it does sound a bit redundant after that sentence, but mask? Something to protect your face. Yeah, that would be good. How about a lower half face mask? Something strong and maybe a visor? Something to cover your face. I see. Anything else? Um, actually, go ahead and make it a full face mask, maybe. But preferably something that can do a lot more. We can figure out the high tech mask soon. Though, perhaps it would be best to have it be a two-parter mask, upper and lower. That would probably be better. I kind of like that idea. Understood. Him going to tap a few keys on his computer and talking about it. He can look into initial estimations and find out more about that. Him going to nod his head and tell Nezu. Okay, good. Also, he did tell whoever was on the line with him first his name. That didn't really mean something, so add 2 million to that estimation as well for them. Understood. I will pay them out of my own pocket. That way you cannot be considered a liar. I'll pay them forward soon. Though you should really be more careful with your money. That sounds a little counterintuitive from a businessman who I'm spending that money on. Oh no, if that's the case, if you're going to spend it here, go ahead, have right at it. I can provide you with a heavy duty suit, a light duty suit, and maybe see about some quirk enhancing technology. Or maybe something that you might find interesting. Some biological enhancements. I'm not sure I'm liking that term. Don't be so crass, young man. I'm not talking about just growing a bigger dick. I'm talking about enhancements that can help reinforce the body. It might be something you're interested in. They are small procedures, but they can ultimately help strengthen your body for your power. Some people do undergo these surgeries in order to reinforce their bodies. Some who particularly have strange, abnormal abilities and who can't control their newfound powers. You have a second quirk, which I do find odd, but if you do need a surgery to reinforce your tendons, or, well, go through a procedure to help strengthen your body for your already existing power, we'd be able to offer those services as well. Though we aren't like Dr. Ujiko. His services are specialized in those quirk fields, but we have our own decent amount of knowledge and understanding in order to provide confidence in our customers to give these services. Uh-huh. I'll have to think about that. They have been shown to be better than our quirk enhancement technology, and less addictive because it is a biological enhancement that will maintain itself within your body. Though it does also require no upkeep and no potential damage to you. Though there is the fact that whatever damage may happen to your body, it may vary depending on how much you do strain yourself. Though at that point, that is out of our hands on our liability status. You would be liable for that. Understood. I'm gonna hang up. And he does a lean back against the bed frame and somewhat groan, just wondering about what to do. Right. He did have a nice conversation with Mandalay last night, but she didn't talk to Ryoko about that lie he told her. He's All Might's son. That's a pretty good lie already. A pretty damning one. But he's not really too sure. A knock on his door going to stop his thought. Him getting up and walking over. As River does it to open, Komori Woods is just stand there, talking about it. They found the guy who threw the bomb at him. Along with that, his co-conspirators. The boss wants his opinion on what they should do with him. They've already been given some punishment, but they want his opinion. That's your affairs. Not really. This is more logistics now. You're a part of a different faction, and you were attacked on our territory. We have to give recompense for that. So, what do you want to do? You technically have a say in this, kid. And I'd suggest you make your decision quickly. The boss isn't going to be too happy if you leave her waiting. Uh-huh. You're just going to kill them? That was the idea, though right now they're pulling teeth and fingers for information. Though, we're still trying to figure something out about them. Him going to turn his head and try to look into the room. And Deku does going to turn his head. What? Nothing, just you alone to talk? I am. Why? Good. Danger sense going off. And Deku, he does go to lunge backwards in claws to try to swipe Doki for his throat. When he does a leap backwards, he does go to stare. The extended arm of Komori Woods turned into metallic claws. And that Deku isn't too sure of. Though he does immediately get a step forwards and bring up his left arm. Right now, him going to throw out 20% of one for all, smashing a Doki into the sky. And whenever he does go to smash him across the face, he does go to throw him against the concrete wall. The wall going to be destroyed as they do go through it. Right now, Deku, he does a pull back his fist and smash this man across the face. Right now, over and over and over again. And whenever the guy does try to use another attack, Deku does a leap backwards again. This time, something from his chest going to sprout. And the man's form does begin to melt down and change. Him standing back up on his feet as a different person. As Rappa. How the hell is this possible? Listen to me, kid. There's a lot you don't understand. Just be a good little boy, and Deku throwing his hand out forwards. Right now, him going to throw his fist out and punch the person directly to the chest. And when he does do so, the person, they're quite alarmed. As Deku, he does go to pull his fist back, and the person, they do go to fall backwards. Alarmed and surprised, trying to shift their body and recover. But Deku, he does go to bring up his hand and slash out with a powerful chop. Right now, the person having the goop like of their head go to sever. And Deku, he does just go to back away. Right now, him going to step backwards into the hallway and huffing some breath. An assassin? Okay, he doesn't know who that was. But danger sense going off. Him going to turn as there is something, there's a spike directly into the wall next to him. And he does go to stare on. Watching the blob that did try to throw another strike out. But it does a wiggle. It does go to shift. And it does go to contort. Before it does go to finally relax itself and fall into the ground. And Deku does just keep an eye on that. Okay, so that just happened. Someone running down the corridor and turning, bringing up a weapon and expressing, "Hands, now!" Deku turning and throwing his hands up. As he does talk about it. He was attacked. That's what happened. And people, they do come down the corridor. Mandalay is among them. And she does go look around. The hole in the wall that was made. Not too good. Okay, that's bad. The puddle that has red goo coming out of it. Okay, that must have been a person. And then there's Deku. Her walking over, looking at his left arm, and going to connect some dots. He killed the person who just tried to attack him. Though she does got to bring her hands up and to his forehead, talking about it. He's bleeding again. Huh? Yeah. Sorry, does someone want to explain to me what the hell just happened? Is that guy Kamari Woods? Kamari Woods? No, he's still downstairs. Okay, so a shapeshifter? Looks like it. Are you alright, young man? I'm fine. Just, he almost got me. I mean, he was acting weird for a minute there, but I don't know. The moment he heard I was alone, then he attacked. But I got him. You shouldn't have. You made a good decision. Though we're going to need to move you to a different room. The situation's a little bad. Mandalay. Earlier today, someone announced a bounty of $250 million for your head. There's a bounty on my head of $250 million? There is. Oh. Okay. That, The bounty's not on your boss? No. If there was a bounty on her, people would be a lot more wary. Though she's too high profile for that type of game. I'm sure. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying not to freak out. You're doing very good. Come on, we need to get you rinsed off and moved. Her pulling Deku back into the room. And right now, Deku, he does a rinse off the blood from his arm. Mandalay going to make sure Deku didn't pull the stitches in his forehead. And whenever she goes to find that he did pull some of them, a doctor does come by. They do give Deku some more stitches and a proper healing salve, informing him to cover his forehead with this before he does go to bed, and tomorrow morning let it breathe to dry out a bit more, since they are still worried about a potential infection. And Deku does get a nod. Right now he does it to find himself in another room. Right now, on a different floor. There's a little bit more armed security around him. And he does sit there on his bed. Nerves still a little shot. And Mandalay does come walking over, handing Deku a glass of whiskey and going to sit down. So, that happened. How did you know the assassin wasn't Kamari Woods? He attacked me. I just reacted. Good reflexes. Thanks. It's just, you get good reflexes whenever you have to fight. I did pretty good. So they kept pairing me up in fistfights. Did they? Yeah, my quirk helps increase my perception a bit. I can predict a bit of attacks, if that does kind of make sense. I'm not sure the best way to explain it to someone who doesn't have it. It's an enhancement ability, so it does enhance my reflexes a bit. I guess that's the easiest way to explain it. Him draining his glass. And going to turn, grabbing the whiskey. Right now, him pouring himself a bit more, and then going to pour a bit more after that. And Mandalay does going to tell him, okay, that looks like a lot. Him going to, still holding the bottle, try to drink some of it down. And she does bring her hands up. Okay, calm down. Yeah, sorry. I don't like the idea that people are going to come after me. I don't like that. People came after me once, and that's what got me involved with the masquerade. And now this is way worse. Mandalay going to reach out and grab Deku's drink. Her going to stand up and put down the two glasses, turning to him and informing him, scoot back a bit. Him confused, and he does comply. Her crawling back on a bed and going to sit down in his lap facing him. Her bringing her hands up and reaching out to wrap Deku in a hug, pulling him in as he does his to tense up. And she does start stroking his hair, talking about it. There is a lot of things he can't control. There is a lot of things out there that will get complicated. She is fairly certain of that. Her pulling a bit away. And Deku, he does bring his hands up onto her back. Listen, tomorrow will come whether you want it to or not. You can get all caught up in the what will happen, what could happen, what is going to happen, or you can be ready for it. You're a strong man, Izuku. I've seen that from you. What I've heard of you would make some people quiver in fear. Her going to bring her hands up and show the steady hand. He has the power if he wanted to kill her. He could bring his hands up and pop her head like a grape if he really thought she was a threat. But he doesn't. Right now he feels safe because he wants safety. He wants security. If he does want these things, he'll have to figure out how to get them for himself. Right now, though, people are dealing with it for him. The issues he's having will be dealt with by the families. That is all she can say right now. It will be handled. And if he does need to get involved, make people scared of him. He hunted down the White Fangs, and he destroyed them under his might. He took down Muscular, someone people in Japan are terrified of. And he's quite the mighty game for prey. He can call that man prey. That's good. Right now, he is the most dangerous beast she can think of. Though she hasn't seen him in full action. So, what does he want to do? Her leaning forwards. And Deku, he does go to squeeze a little tighter and lean forwards. The two meeting in a kiss. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.